AI can write emails, create websites, generate recipes, but can AI become anyone?
Yes, AI can become anyone. Completely, disturbingly, yeah. It can copy your face, your voice, your mannerisms, the tiny things you do without even knowing you're doing them. And the scariest part, your brain, the most sophisticated pattern recognition system on the planet, can't tell the difference anymore. So today, we're going to go deep on a couple of things here. Why your brain gets fooled, how people are actually using this right now, and the question nobody's answering loudly enough: who owns you when AI can become you? So there's a concept in robotics and in animation as well, and it's called the uncanny valley. You may have heard of it. So the idea is simple. It's the closer something gets to looking human, the more unsettling it actually becomes when it's almost right. A cartoon character, totally fine. Hyper realistic robot that almost smiles correctly, kind of creepy. You know, but for decades, AI lived in that valley. You could always tell. The eyes were too still, the mouth moved slightly out of sync. Something felt off. But here's the problem: AI just climbed out of the valley. The new generation of AI video and voice models have been trained on something specific: micro expressions. So those are those tiny involuntary flickers of emotion that cross your face in under a fifth of a second. Things you don't even know you're doing. A slight tension around the eyes before you smile, the way your head tilts when you're actually listening versus when you're pretending to. We evolved to read these cues instantly. It's a survival mechanism. And now AI has studied them more thoroughly than any human ever has or probably ever could. Add that to speech cadence, the rhythm, the pauses, the way your voice drops slightly at the end of a sentence when you're being sincere versus when you're reciting something. AI models are now replicating these patterns with unsettlingly accuracy. So here's a psychological twist. We're not getting fooled because we're gullible. We're getting fooled because the very signals we trust most are the ones being replicated. Your brain isn't broken. The technology just got good enough to speak your brain's language. So let's flip this, because I know what you might be thinking here. This is terrifying. AI is coming for everything. And look, I get it. But there's another story happening right now that I think is genuinely exciting. So there's a concept of the digital twin. Not AI replacing you, AI extending you. Here's a real example. Creators who built their entire brands on their voice and their face are now using AI to translate their videos into 10, 15, even 20 languages in their own voice. Not a translator's voice, not a text-to-speech robot, their voice with their cadence, speaking Portuguese or Japanese or French to an audience they could have never reached previously. A doctor can record a patient consultation once, and then their digital twin can deliver that same explanation in the patient's native language at 2 a.m. when there's no staff available. A musician can perform live in London while their digital twin performs the same show simultaneously in Vegas. This isn't AI is replacing us. This is you being in two places at once. The shift in framing matters here. For a long time, the conversation around AI has been subtraction. What it takes away, who it puts out of work. But the more interesting and frankly more accurate conversation is more about multiplication. What can one person do when they have an AI extension of themselves? The creators and professionals who are leaning into this aren't losing their identity. They're scaling it. And that's a genuinely powerful thing, as long as you're the one in control of your own twin. Which brings us to the harder part here, kind of the ethics of this. If AI can simulate anyone, what stops someone from simulating you? This is the question that keeps lawyers, ethicists, Hollywood, lots of people up at night. And the answer right now is not enough. In the US, there's something called the right of publicity, a legal concept that you own your name, your image, and your likeness. It's why you can't just slap a celebrity's face on a product without permission. But that law was written for a world where faking someone's likeness took a whole film crew and a stunt double. In a world where you can clone someone's voice from a 30-second audio clip, the law is kind of beginning to play catch up with that one. We've already seen it happen. AI-generated audio of public figures saying things they never actually said, deepfake videos used in scams and political manipulation and harassment, real people, not just celebrities, waking up to find a version of themselves circulating online that they never made and never consented to. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The same technology that lets a creator reach 10 new audiences in 10 languages is the same technology someone else could use to put words in that creator's mouth. So who's responsible here? The platform that hosts it? The tool that made it? The person who used it? Right now, the answer depends on where you live, what you can afford in legal fees, and how fast you can act before the damage actually spreads. There are real efforts underway. The No Fake Acts in the US, the EU AI Act, there's various platform level policies, but policies move slowly and technology does not. The deeper question isn't just legal, it's moral. In an age where your face, your voice, your entire presence can be replicated, what does it even mean to be you? What makes your identity yours and not just a data set someone else can run? I don't think there's a clean answer yet, but I think it's the most important conversation that we're not really having loudly enough at the moment. So here's where we land. AI has become good enough to fool the most sophisticated pattern recognition system on Earth. Your brain. That's not a headline. It's neuroscience. This technology isn't just a threat waiting to be misused. In the hands of the right people, with the right intentions, it's genuinely one of the most powerful creative tools ever built. The catch is that the right people with the right intentions isn't a guarantee. It's a choice, a collective one, made by platforms, lawmakers, creators, and honestly, by audiences like you. Because every time you ask, is this real? You're doing exactly what you should be doing. You're being a critical participant in the most consequential media shift probably ever. So don't stop asking that question. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If this made you think or made you slightly paranoid, which is also totally valid, hit subscribe. And I hope you'll join me in the next one and drop your take in the comments below. Thanks.